Right.
Do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Franchise. Not a Thursday. It's not a Thursday. It's not a Thursday. And it damn sure ain't no Saturday. Baby, it is Takedown Tuesday. We are back on the screen. And I'm joined not by Reese today. Today we got CD. And we got Jordan, a new face
What's
that
up, everybody?
shows that gentrification is real, ladies and gentlemen. All jokes. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here at Franchise, bringing the show. Here we go. First topic of the day. Fellas, how are y'all doing?
Doing great.
I'm good.
Hey,
Feeling great?
Yeah,
You're
almost
looking
got
great.
rained on.
Absolutely.
Got rained on, but not too crazy.
Definitely got rained on. The rain is crazy out here, over here on the East Coast, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, thunderstorm.
But fellas, why we are here today? First topic that we have: SummerSlam or SummerSCAM. SummerSlam has been shaping up pretty mid, according to most people, or is it pretty great? I want to hear what you guys have to say. Boys, take it away. What do you guys have to say about this?
I guess I can step in with this one. I do think that this, in terms of the build and storylines, it is a scam. But I do think like the matches that are like structured on the card, like for example, Cody and Punk, Brock and Oba, Roman, Seth, hell, Penta, Gable, the ladder match, like there's matches like it doesn't look like a scam to me. I think in terms of build, it is a scam. They could have done better with the booking. It could have been way better storylines.
Okay.
I feel like I'm kind of split with this one. I'm not gonna lie with you, Steph. I'm very split down the middle with this one. On one hand, you can say it's a scam due to the booking, but on the other hand, you can say it's a scam, and you can say it's SummerSlam instead because of the cards, obviously. Now, I kind of just lie in the middle with this. I really don't have an answer. I'm kind of split down the middle, but Jordan, I'll let you take it.
Okay. To be honest, I agree with CD a little bit, and I disagree. So I will say where I agree is that I believe that the matches are pretty good. I believe it could have been worse, and I believe that even though there is like the 6-women's tag, and then there's the the trios match that nobody's really that hyped for, I do believe that those matches serve like purposes that they're going to that are going to be important going forward, and I do believe that. I believe this was a little bit of a stand their ground pay-per-view, or PLE, if that makes sense. When I say that, I mean that like you look at the big four in the two main events, and everybody wants to whine about the Roman, Seth, Cody, Punk. Everybody wants to whine about the big four, but it's like I feel like WWE is trying to push like that. These four are top guys; they're not ready to be done yet. As much as you know what I mean, like they are the guys. I feel like nobody. Had on the horizon that Roman and Seth was at SummerSlam, but I feel like WWE kind of did, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? It's like Roman and Seth was always planned for some big match in the future since they didn't get to face at WrestleMania. And I feel like people were so, that's what I'm saying, I feel like people were so tunnel vision in Roman and Oba. So yeah, I the only thing I would say that's kind of a scam is the fact that this is the 2-night, SummerSlam second in a row. It's for it's Brock Lesnar's hometown, and it's supposed to be this big thing. Yeah. Yet the only way they can sell tickets is by massive discounts because, like I said, I feel instead of just putting out there over time that we're going to stand our ground with these four guys, they kind of be wishy-washy with it. They have Roman and Oba what they do after WrestleMania in the press conference, and they kind of get everybody all in their heads about Roman and Oba at SummerSlam, and then they completely just demoralize it. They do this kind of trilogy with Brock and Oba that we maybe didn't need. And it's just like, I guess I'll pass it back to you with that. Like, I think that's kind of how it is. I don't necessarily think it's a scam. I do think the hype for it is there. And I think that they've delivered really well because the stars are that good. But it's forced because they want it to be forced because they're trying to tell their fan base, we make the decisions in a way.
Okay. So in a way, you guys are both kind of saying the stars are what's making it not really a scam, but the builds and everything behind it is where SummerSlam is just lacking.
Yes.
Because for me personally, I do understand where you guys are coming from. I do think, clearly we're having both world titles defended. we're having the ladies championship defended, both of them, if I'm correct. We have a very anticipated mid-card championship match. We do have one underwhelming one with Baron Corbin and Trick Williams. So can we really claim that this is a scam? Also, Brock Lesnar Oba, a very high-profile match that people have loved the last two. So that's 6 matches, fellas, that I've just said. Those that are, a little bit hype. So can you really claim that this is a scam? But you guys are saying with the stories that's pushed behind it, that is why. I don't know if I fully agree, but I do. I'm hearing you guys out. I'm hearing you guys out.
Yeah. It like I said, when it comes to those 6 women, the 6 women tag and the trios match, it's like the trios match is clearly just to
throw names.
Just to get people on the card and probably make Jacob look strong, make the bloodline probably look more heel. You know what I mean? Basically, is what's trying to do. And then the trios women's match, which I don't know if CD agrees with me on this, but I believe that is just a setup for AJ Lee's return. I believe that is all that is.
Okay,
that is literally just so.
That was interesting.
I do want to throw in my 2 cents if we have time. I'm not gonna lie. I do agree with Jordan though. Like this could set up for the AJ return, but there's still an open spot in that women's ladder match though, and there's been talks that AJ could be in that match. I'm just saying, like
CD is right about that.
I'm just saying, like we don't know where this direction could go.
There's an inside report that she could just win the title at SummerSlam. So I do agree that CD's not. He's not firing off the hip randomly with that. Like that's something that's lurking.
There's 2 avenues like you can go pretty much like new avenues.
Well, my next question for you boys, going in, you guys are more on the agreement to SummerScam going in, but coming out, do you think that there's a chance that this SummerSlam delivers on the things that they're delivering on? Off of the card, based off the star power, do you think that they're more likely to walk out pleased with how SummerSlam is or disappointed and it's full on SummerScam? Which one?
Go ahead, CD.
I think walking out, I think they're gonna definitely have their heads high. I think it's gonna be very good. Like I think coming out, I think Oba's winning. When he comes out of SummerSlam, that needs to be Roman's like next challenger. Like he's at the seat right there. He's at number 1.
He needs to be at that level.
He's right there. He's right there. He's right there. He's the only credible like opponent for Roman after SummerSlam. When he beats the Beast, potentially retiring him, you have no choice but to put him right there. And I also think, like, besides Oba, I do think Roman will also have a chip on his shoulder because he's going to beat Seth, potentially. Because I don't know. Anything could change. But I do think Roman's going to have a chip on his shoulder. Like, hey, that's behind me now. It's time to go forward. And obviously the Oba stuff, like I said. Now, the Punk and Cody stuff. Now, that, like, I'm curious to see how that's going to be after SummerSlam. Because there's directions you could go. Like if Cody was to be healed, that would definitely do a lot. Like after SummerSlam, that would do a lot. If Punk was to go heel, which I don't think he personally should, but I wouldn't mind it. But it's just that also would do like a lot as well. Like going out of SummerSlam, I think they had their heads high. I think they'll be in a good spot like after SummerSlam. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
I'll piggyback off that. I do think, because like I said, I do think that there could be a tiny drift down, because you get the Survivor Series War Games and probably Crown Jewel and some of that stuff. So it's like that stuff can be hit or miss. So I do think that SummerSlam, I don't think the 4 main matches, and I'm going to throw Chad and Penta in there as a main match because they're just that good in the ring.
Yeah, no,
I don't think the 4 main matches.
Match of the night.
Like I literally don't. Like I don't think Roman and Seth have really never had a bad match at when it counts, and then. Like even their triple threat with Brock. Oh no, not their triple. Yeah. I'm talking about like WrestleMania 31, and then they've really never had a bad match that they were a part of.
Even the D match at Battleground 2016, if you want to include that.
Yeah, it's like so you get what I mean. Like all those matches are good. So I think that nobody's ever they haven't had a bad match. Cody and Punk, we know how good they both are. So we know that like they can put on a great main event. Brock and Oba, we've seen them beat the hell out of each other for 6.5 minutes. You know what I mean? And it was interesting and entertaining. It's like put a Hell in a Cell in the equation. I really don't think that they can fail at entertaining us. So it's like, and then, obviously Chad and Penta, good work rate for 12 to 15 minutes, and we're going to be satisfied. So that's I just don't think, I think it'll be remembered a lot better than WrestleMania 42. I'll tell you that much.
Okay.
Bingo.
All right. Yeah. All right. So you boys have just hit the nail on the coffin and said both of y'all can agree that SummerSlam is gonna hit. I also think SummerSlam is gonna hit, but we brought up WrestleMania 42, something that did not hit
at all.
No.
What?
Except for the Roman and
what can make SummerSlam 110% SummerScam? Like, what's the thing that happens at
This is
SummerSlam
interesting. Go
that
ahead,
just
CD.
puts it in the dirt, boys?
Can I please
Go
go
ahead,
first
CD.
with that one?
Yes, yeah, go ahead, CD.
If Oba loses, if Oba loses, it's over.
If Oba loses,
if Oba loses, that's number one. That is number one. I'm not gonna lie. Number two, this will be funny if this does happen. Like if it's a scam, but could you imagine like if Rhea like faked the injury to like be in the ladder match
the
to
ladder
actually
match?
like get the title back, and then it would just be pointless. That would be a scam too. Seth beating Roman, that would definitely be like that.
So those are your three. Those are your three biggest worst takes from SummerSlam. Those are the things that
I'm
ruin
on
it.
the fence with the Seth one, but those are the things so far.
Okay.
Jordan, what would
here's
completely
mine.
ruin SummerSlam, make it 110% a summer scam to Jordan?
Okay. Here's mine. I would say, like, I'm gonna go a little bit into CD's third. I feel Rollins and Roman, obviously it can be a great match, but I feel like Roman winning is the only payoff. I feel there's no payoff to Seth winning this match. Unfortunately, okay. I feel like we're it's not that I'm saying he's going to get injured or anything like that, but it's also like, are we trying to prove he can't? It's like, there's a lot of storytelling right now with Roman's current run. Seth being champion just makes no sense. It's a good, so that number two, I think you guys are going to agree with this. Cody and Randy was cooking, and then it wasn't. So the reality that if you want to know what can make this summer scam, a rushed Cody and Punk match that ends abruptly and just leaves us like, what was that? Like,
100% true.
No heel turn at the end, and then that's my third one, CD. My third one is an unnecessary, absolutely useless CM Punk heel turn.
Oh, you think CM
that
Punk
would be bad?
Could possibly be the one going heel, not Cody.
No, I think
you think that's what makes it bad? You think that's what makes it bad?
Yes, because it proves, Steph, if Punk goes heel, it proves that they didn't turn. It proves that they didn't turn Cody heel for Rock, Cena, Randy, or Punk. It means that he had to be the babyface against every single one of them, even though the crowd wanted to cheer the other more.
Okay.
And at some point, that is a problem. Punk needs to be the biggest, the main babyface on SmackDown. And everybody agrees with that. It's like Cody needs to be heel. Nobody hates Cody. We hate you as a babyface. I don't hate you, but it's like I'm getting tired of you as a babyface because I agree that two top babyfaces cannot coexist on the same brand to the level of you guys. It's like you two are too big of stars. One of you has to be a bad guy. And Punk is not in, like we said, he is on his final run. They don't want to boo him. It's forced if they turn him heel and they try to make him, you know what I mean, CD? If they try to make him go off on the crowd about a bunch of, if they just make him go back on a lot of his, principles with the crowd, it's like they risk ruining years of storytelling of Punk coming back to the WWE just for keep Cody face. So that's my thing. That's what can make it summer scam. Is a meaningless CM Punk heel turn, and what was the other thing I said? Was Seth Rollins no payoff, like trying to avoid the Roman Punk match at Crown Jewel so much when you could just get rid of the Crown Jewel Championship. You get what I mean?
Okay. So that is y'all SummerSlam, SummerScam predictions, boys.
Absolutely.
Before we fully get off the topic of SummerSlam. Rate the show. What do you guys think? Predicts for the show's rating. Do you guys think it's gonna be? Just give me your rating. Give me a rating.
You can take it, Jordan, if you want to.
7.5.
Match of the night too. I'm also interested in that. I want to hear your match of the night.
People aren't gonna like this because I'm very, very simple when it comes to these kind of questions. CD already probably knows what I'm gonna say.
Gable?
The match. No, because I think that match will be great, but I think the match of the night's probably of the weekend is probably going to be Roman and Seth.
I'm not mad at it.
Cody and Punk, it could be Cody and Punk, but I see it being one of the main events because I think the main events are going to be long, very effort-filled matches. I could be wrong about that. Like I said, I was wrong about Randy and Cody, and they could abruptly end CM Punk and Cody and be like, "Oh, that was good enough for us." But no, I think that one of the main events is going to over-deliver. You know.
Okay, with me, I'm gonna give you. This is what I'm gonna tell you. My rating for SummerSlam, I think this is going to be an 8.5 out of 10. That's what I think. I'm going in with that mindset. Like, it's gonna be the 8.5 out of 10. I genuinely think that. And the match of the night, I'm split. Again, I'm
Say
split.
it, CD. It's all good. It's all good.
But Penta and Chad, man, like that's one of them. The second one though, Brock and Oba, man, those are my two. But my main one is Penta and Gable. That's my match of the whole week.
Penta and Gable, boys. I know I was pretty much damn done with this topic, but backstage we got some movement, we got some moment, we got a man who's used to Thursday nights popping on in to give his 2 cents on this SummerSlam or SummerScam. He's smiling. He's ready. Ladies and gentlemen, it is just
Lockboy. Yes, sir.
Just here.
Why they spoiling? Why they spoiling features?
Am I back?
What's up, Just?
You are here,
Screen's a little blurry, but you know, hey, Steph, can we switch for 1 second? I think I need my mojo real quick.
You know what? Take a second. Say hi to the people. Go ahead, sir.
You know, first thing first, I want to wish everybody thank you for all the birthday wishes. You know what I'm saying? Your boy done made 21 years of life. That is great. First thing first.
Happy birthday, man. Didn't know.
Congratulations, man.
Second, you know who it is. It is just the he who is him. And I am your host with the most. And we are back, baby. Not even we. I am back. Of course, my guys have been here holding it down for me. I want to say thank you to everybody that has been showing love, support, care, all forms and sources and memes. But we gotta talk SummerSlam. I wasn't gonna come on here. I was gonna wait to do my return. You know what I'm saying? Come Thursday. But I feel like I gotta weigh in a little bit on this.
Just let me just correct you real quick. You are not hosting tonight, my buddy. You are a part of the panel right now, my good sir. We want to hear your opinion. We want to hear your opinion. SummerSlam or SummerScam? What do you think about SummerSlam going into next week, Saturday and Sunday? What are you thinking? Where are you on the fence? Where are you? Chat, ain't no way he wasted 30 minutes of our life talking that nonsense.
I'm not gonna lie. It's safe to say this pack him up right there. You got that alien flow. Yeah, pack him up. Oh my God, pack him up.
Chat, it might be time to pack him up. Ladies and gentlemen, it might be just time to pack him up. Ladies and gentlemen,
I'm not gonna lie, Just. I'm not gonna lie. That might be a botch. That might be a botch return, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
My man pulled up with the Shockmaster. He pulled up with the Shockmaster 9000. Ladies and gentlemen, hopefully we can get him back.
Bro returned on NXT instead of the PLE, man.
Right, maybe he should have waited until Thursday.
Maybe.
My man came in with the Shockmaster helmet, started glitching his mic out. It sounded insane. It sounded insane. I'm gonna give him one more try. Let's just see. Maybe something's up.
This is not.
I don't know what's going on. Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna keep this thing on rolling. Yeah. We're gonna keep this thing on rolling. And ladies and gentlemen, it is about time we switch the topic. Because, ladies and gentlemen, later tonight, no surprise here, you can keep the franchise away from Reese, but you can't keep the Reese away from the franchise. We will be joined by Reese, who has nothing but negatives to say about Danhausen. Let's just be honest. So maybe we can get some other insights before he does eventually join us. Is Danhausen a negative for WWE talent? Not just WWE, but for WWE talent. Boys,
go ahead,
take it away.
I don't think he's a negative to talent at all because you don't need Danhausen to be a top guy or a world championship caliber star. You really don't need that. That's not what he's meant to be at all. I don't think he's ruining anything. I think you do need him there for obviously comic relief, obviously, and like serious segments. Obviously, example, the Judgment Day stuff. And people tend to like it. They actually like some of the stuff. So in terms of the talent aspect, I think it doesn't really affect nothing at all. Actually, I think Danhausen he's in the right place. I think he's basically playing his role very well. If that makes sense. And he has everything that you need in a guy that doesn't need to do too much. Sells merch, gets crowd reactions, and like I just mentioned, the comic relief. And there's been characters from past way back when they've done the same thing. Really, I can use Eugene as an example. Eugene was getting crowd reactions. He was comic relief. Same with R-Truth, he's comic relief. Same with the Hurricane, comic relief. Danhausen falls in the same category as these guys. You don't gotta be necessarily a big star to do certain stuff, and you don't gotta ruin talent based on the position that you're in, which is Danhausen's in a small position, but he's doing big things in that small position. So to answer this question, I don't think he's a negative at all. I genuinely don't think that.
Okay, Jordan, before you start, let's try Shockmaster 997 once again.
Let's go.
Let's try him again. Let's try him again.
Come on, Just third time the charm.
Quick. Hold on, this got to be quick. It wouldn't be just without technical difficulties. We know how this.
That's great.
Roman Seth match of the night.
Whoa, sir! You're too late.
Nah,
It's Danhausen.
I want my damn minute on my goddamn Roman. All right.
Chat, he's feral. Chat, we're going to try it one more time. Third time's the charm. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a very strict show. We run this strict. Is Danhausen a negative for WWE talent? Just who is him? Your words.
Okay. So we gonna abide by Steph, Mr. Host. I'm abide. You need people like Danhausen. Danhausen plays a character that we've had throughout all of wrestling. The gold dust, the star, all the dust is that we've ever had. Even dude loves in Mick Foley's, The Undertaker. In every era and generation, you need a character. You need that. You need some form of comic relief or something to push the panel, something to take you away from the realism. It draws the kids in. It draws the eye of the casual fan. You have characters like the Hurricane. You have characters. There's so many different characters within the Fed. We can go on and on and on and on. What Danhausen is doing is putting eyes on the WWE on more of a global scale. The entire NBA damn there knows who Danhausen is. He might be a bigger draw than Seth Rollins at this point. I'm just saying.
It's not crazy. That's not crazy. That's not crazy.
Has put the Knicks on his back and uncursed them, and they won the finals. It's like you need these characters not only to make the show fun, not only to make the show fun, right? But you need these characters to push the envelope. You don't get the funny moments. You don't get the gold dust and Booker T moments unless somebody was trying to push the envelope. So why can't we just push the envelope just a little bit with Danhausen? Yes, it's a little quirky. Yes, it's not the best, right? We're not looking at Danhausen for the in-ring. We're looking at Danhausen for the laughs and the giggles. And as far as the laughs and the giggles go, he brings it. And I can attribute Danhausen to that. So do I think Danhausen is good for business? Hell yes.
Well, it doesn't matter
what the hell.
Look, Danhausen is absolutely negative for WWE. Absolutely. And there's no amount of justification you can use to justify what Danhausen has been doing.
Why did Reese come in?
Look, it's not, and I don't blame you, right? I don't blame you for thinking that Danhausen is good for WWE. You want to know why I don't blame you? Because World Wrestling Entertainment has brainwashed you into thinking that people like Danhausen deserve spots over talent that can actually go out there and wrestle and talk on the mic. You know what we got on Raw just while you're backstage listening to me, when you can go on the franchise YouTube channel and watch this live? You know what we got last night on Raw? We got 8 minutes of Joe Hendry and Danhausen going, I believe that you are shut up.
Okay, I mean, I'm just.
It's absolute insanity that we have this.
Yeah, we had Elias.
When we have talent like an Obafemi, you want to know what happened in that 8 minutes? You know what could have happened? Obafemi could have had a match to build up to the Brock feud to actually add to his resume. Instead, we got a weigh-in.
Weigh-ins are great.
Weigh-ins are fine. Licked the hell in a cell cage and said, Oba, you are mine. That's what he said. Absolute poverty.
Okay.
bankruptcy.
What about the middle finger speech, Jordan?
It's absolute insanity that we're going to go out here and we're going to have Danhausen take up spots from individuals. Look, am I saying the kids can't laugh once in a while? Yeah, in a backstage segment, sure. Have him tickle the nipples of Dominic Mysterio or something.
We're talking about children.
Don't have him go out here and take up time when we actually have real talent who can go out here and put on good matches, good promos, good segments. It's absolute insanity that Danhausen is taking
Look what you got. What you doing to Maurice, Danhausen? Look what you doing to Maurice.
There is no justification for the Danhausen. You can curse yourself backstage. Okay. Go ahead.
So Reese, before we get to Jordan, we didn't get to hear from CD at all. CD, before you do go, we obviously heard.
No, we didn't. No, he went first.
No, I went.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. We heard from CD. We had I said what I said.
Yeah, I know. Reese is just talking.
My bad. Other way around. You know, I'm new to this hosting gig. But
no, you're fine.
Jordan, before you go, I also wanted to just add in one of the negatives that I do hear online about Danhausen, and I want your specific take on this, Jordan, because you're very insightful. One of the negatives I'm hearing online about Danhausen is that WWE is using Danhausen to forgive, bad booking. Like, for example, there was many complaints about Liv Morgan being a part of the Queen of the Ring tournament, and then she gets all the way to the finals. Now we have this issue where she can't lose, or she's gonna look weak, and she can't win because now we have that issue, and then suddenly Danhausen pops up and curses her. So it's like WWE is using this for bad booking mistakes. Is that also a thing that can continue happening with Danhausen? Do you think that's something that WWE is using to exploit for bad booking? Do you think that is an issue? Do you think that's a good thing? Hey, some people might think that's a good thing. And overall, of course, what do you think about Danhausen and the WWE? Is he a negative overall? Go.
Okay, so I want to, like I said, I want to touch on both Maurice, Just, and CD's takes. So here's how I think about it.
Oh, the takes.
So CD is right. Like you need characters like Danhausen. You do. And just like Maurice said, you do need them. Like I thought Danhausen was really funny at the beginning when he's like with the whole the Danhausen thing, and I thought that was good. I thought it was gold. I think too much Danhausen is a bad thing, and here's why too much Danhausen is a bad thing. I'm gonna name a couple. I'm gonna name one wrestler or a couple, but I'm not gonna name like another one because I'm using his logic to go into another topic that we have. But like I would say, like Maurice was talking about the Danhausen segments, and the reality is that the fun, the entertainment, the takeaway from the realism, all of that is phony. Ilya Dragunov is not on the show. You know what I mean? Think about it. It's like we are getting Dom versus Danhausen, and Ilya Dragunov hasn't had a PLE match this year.
It's crazy, honestly.
So at the end of the day, I'm sorry, but that's how I feel about it. Is he a negative on WWE talent? Yes. Just like Jey Uso is a negative on WWE talent. Just like low-key LA Knight is a negative on WWE talent. Let me explain how.
Okay.
It's because when Gunther and Ilya Dragunov, or we can even go further. We could say Julia. We can go Stephanie Vicaire. We can go Javon Evans. Obafemi, who is good in the ring. When these guys are good, but WWE sees that they don't need it. You guys get what I mean? It's like when Jey Uso is looking at his boss and saying, why does Ilya have to slap us all around the ring when I don't need that to get a crowd reaction? WWE sees that, and whether people want to say, oh, well, that's true, it still makes it hurts the business. Like Gunther is not looking at Jey Uso like, you go, bro, when he's out there making the crowd yeet. It's like you're making our sport a joke. You know what I mean? Okay. Like, and Gunther and Ilya and Julia and these people that come in, like AJ Styles even, like, bro, can you please cut that shit out?
Okay. So
it's like because we're trying to bring the seriousness into this. So I agree that yes, Danhausen can be backstage, like Maurice said, but when it's to the point that he's a legitimate part of PLEs and other talents that are good in the ring and good performers, good promos, good segments aren't getting that time. Because WWE is seeing that we can put out Danhausen and get the same success. You don't need to be a phenomenal wrestler when we can have a 15-minute Danhausen match. Go ahead.
I want to respond by saying halfway agree with you. I don't want to agree that Jay Uso and LA Knight are on that same level of Danhausen, and maybe you weren't saying that specifically, but here's
no, I was saying that the phony circus stuff
like them,
all leads to the same domino effect. But go ahead.
The reason why Danhausen is so much more dangerous than a Jay Uso or LA Knight is that they at least both have things and attributes that can add to the product in a serious way, right? Not saying that there isn't time for funny stuff to happen in wrestling, but there is a time where the product is so piss poor, like it is right now, where you can't give me comedy segments when everything else sucks. You can
right
comedy segments. You gotta earn those, right? You gotta earn a comedy segment, right? Like you gotta put on banger after banger after banger, good segment, good story to afford to say, you know what, we gonna throw this into you laugh. CD, earlier you talked about Eugene. Eugene was in the midst. Sure, Triple H was putting on some mid during that Reign of Terror, but you had Chris Benoit,
overall
you had
product
Kurt
was good.
Angle, you had Evolution on the rise. A year later, you had a John Cena on the rise. You had a Batista on the rise. You were giving me too much good stuff to where I can accept a Eugene who actually wrestled in good matches, by the way, right? Eugene was a gimmick, sure, but Eugene had decent talent. He wasn't
and you don't even have to bring up
untalented, and he didn't take up hours of screen time. He didn't go out there have a 10-minute concert after we got 3 matches. So the show was booked completely different. So you gotta earn a Eugene. You gotta earn a Danhausen.
Okay.
Shoot, I think you almost have to earn a Jey Uso, but that's a different conversation. At least Jey Uso, I know I can pair him with his brother, and they can give me some good tag team work. At least at LA Knight, I know you might not be the best in the ring, but I can put you on for 5 minutes and have you hype up this segment. At least I can use those guys for those reasons. Danhausen, the segment with Joe Hendry was absolutely abysmal. And now what they've done, you could have gone out there, have had character development for Liv Morgan, and had her actually win the Queen of the Ring or something like that, and then she could have used it as a heel thing against Io Sky and challenged Io Sky because she thought Io Sky was a cheat, like something of that nature, right? Just something using your brain with. But instead, you have now used Danhausen for to blame for bad booking. Now you can book bad and go, oh, it was the curse. Now you can have Liv Morgan, your champion, lose to Io Sky after joining and you go, oh, it's the curse. And now Danhausen becomes a fallback on WWE to where instead of you critiquing the product like Triple H doesn't want you to do, you can go, oh, you know what? I know this decision was bad, but it's Danhausen. It's funny. The kids like it. I'm going to let it slide. Then it can happen over and over and over and over again. And then you don't know when to put your foot down because WWE has convinced you that this is what's best for business. And it's not. And if Triple H was smart, the ratings show it.
So Maurice, so asking a question, you're basically, you're right. You're basically saying that like the reason that Danhausen is so much more dangerous is because he takes WWE in a wrong direction where it's almost like Mr. Beast territory, like that Kenny was talking about a couple years ago, where it's like could Dan obviously like we're it's a fever like dream. We're not like saying this is actually a possibility, but it's like could these kind of characters main event Mania if it got to the point where that's all the Fed cared about was the
right,
like it's like. You get me? Like if it was successful and it was giving them what they need, would they care about any of the real talent? Is the question you got to start asking.
Fellas, you guys are all seeming to be on the negative end of the Danhausen. You guys all seem in agreement that he is negative. Except for
CD was on a positive. Yeah,
I do want to leave CD up here, but I definitely want to also hear from Just because Just was very pro positive when it came to Danhausen. And I think he might have some choice words. So, Jordan, I will just swap you guys if you do not mind.
Can I be on mute? Can I mute myself in the backstage?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'll stay backstage for a second. That's cool.
Yeah. Just get on up here, and I hope you was. Is this man doing twirlies?
Dog, this is a good segment, dog.
How y'all doing? Oh, I'm back up here.
Just I wanted to bring you back because they're clearly very negative. CD's leaning more towards the positive, but I wanted to hear your take because one, you was cut off by Mr. Reese Rhodes. I see the comments calling him.
Don't call me that.
And
That's
you
ridiculous.
believe
keep
that
calling him that.
Danhausen is a huge positive for WWE and WWE talent. So I'm just curious in the response from you, from Reese.
Okay. Reese, how you doing there? I like the suit. Looks very spiffy, very Stephen A. Smith-esque. CD, how you doing there, my boy? I like the shirt. Looks very
it's the MJ
ordinary.
shirt, by the way.
What's good with my dog Steph, man? You know how's everybody doing tonight? Everybody's doing great. Everybody's doing great.
Yeah,
Don't ask me how I got into a parking lot. We're not going to talk about that, right? Anyway, neither here nor there. As far as Danhausen goes, I think you need those characters. I think you need the characters that people have fun with. I think you need the comedic relief. Not so much as they need full matches, but it is wrestling at the end of the day. These are pro wrestlers, so with that being said, you kind of have to expect certain matches, right? You can't just sit there and be like, oh, the Hurricanes had matches, Stardust has matches. Like we're in a wrestling world, right? So like we kind of have to turn our brains off a little bit, quote unquote. But I don't think it's a bad thing. I really don't. I think when you have your Goldust, when you have your Danhausens, when you have your whoever your weird gimmicky hurricane-esque characters are, it provides comedic relief. It provides a situation where you could take away from the very serious tone of wrestling. And it's clip farming. It's literally clip farming on a global national scale. You're able to do the weird gimmicky shit without sacrificing your characters. Think about it like this. If any other character within WWE was stealing from the Judgment Day and cursing them, and it wouldn't work. But since it's a gimmick and since it's Danhausen and he's playing this character, we can get by with it. Do you get what I'm saying?
No, I do not get what you're saying. No, I don't.
Get what I'm saying?
No.
Do you think WWE would allow? So you saying like we don't need the Goldust, we don't need the Hurricanes?
You have to time out. You have just.
You have
to earn it.
Wow, that's a new one.
You put on a comedy you cannot put on a comedy segment after giving me 40 minutes of garbage on Raw. Like that just can't work. You can't give me you cannot give me a Joe Hendry and Danhausen concert after giving me 15 ads, 1.5 matches, and 3 Judgment Day segments. Like you cannot do that to me. That has to be some form of assault that I can't think of right now.
He's a bigger draw than everybody in the Judgment Day. I don't really think.
And and honestly, like,
wait. So why is SummerSlam not selling?
Why is SummerSlam not selling? He's not the main event.
He isn't in the main event.
So wait. I have to ask this question. Just please return. Just please return. I have a very serious. Just please return.
I think he just dropped the mic on you and just dipped.
I think he just dropped the mic.
And Reese is baffled.
If I am correct, Justice's claim is that SummerSlam would main event. It would sell out. It would be selling out right now if Danhausen is the main event for night 2.
What's our next topic?
Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, we're gonna move on. Boys, great work. I think that was a very good conversation, boys.
We had gimmick characters in the 2010s. Was Cena was the top draw.
Oh my gosh! At work,
carry on to the.
Ooh, I'm gonna have an aneurysm.
No, boys, get some thoughts out. Get some thoughts out. Get some thouts out, Reese. Go ahead.
CD is all out of thoughts. There is no more thinking. He's all out of thoughts.
Am I out of
thoughts? It's impossible.
Really? Thank you for doing
that. CD's all out of thoughts. There's nothing going on in that head of his. There's absolutely no way that you're going to sit here and say that Danhausen right now on one of the worst products we've ever seen is okay because WWE put on another one of the worst products we've ever seen.
Well, first off, I'm gonna tell you something because it seems like you don't have a sense of humor. Listen to me.
Oh, Danhausen's funny. You laughed all through that concert, didn't you?
I didn't laugh through all of it, but I laughed through some of the moments. Yeah.
What moment was it when the cheerleaders came out? Was it Ryan Garcia came out?
Funny enough, that was the best part of the segment, to be honest, because it's cheerleaders.
Oh, okay. You like
and
the Ryan Garcia stuff? You like that?
What? You said what?
The Ryan Garcia, when he came out, did a little dance.
Oh no, I like the second where he played the piano though. That was pretty funny because it gave a Hotel Transylvania vibe.
Oh, so it's the piano.
Anyway,
that's what it is. That's what I missed, Steph.
Yeah, I like the laugh. Reese.
The piano is just the cherry on top. That's what it is.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
fellas,
my fault that y'all. My
cinema,
fault,
right?
You're dragging it with the cinema, but I'm not gonna lie. Listen, I got a sense of humor and you don't, and you don't.
I know. Like, Danhausen's the funniest thing ever, right?
Look, it's okay to be grumpy.
The entire concert. If you didn't laugh at Danhausen, you don't know ball. It's just you don't know.
Hey, fellas, let's go ahead and keep
Did you like when
this
John
thing
Cena said
chugging?
fudge and mustard? Did you like that?
I was like 10.
What?
He was 10. He was 10.
I wasn't even 10.
All right.
Did you go
I was
rewatch
6.
the segment? Do you go rewatch?
Hey, fellas, let's quiet it down.
And like as an adult, no. Yeah, as
These
a grown
boys.
man, no.
These boys about to make me hit this button on them. Fellas, we're gonna keep this thing rolling. Jordan is having some technical difficulties, which mean to keep this 3-man roster going, we have to have the dancing jelly bean on the screen. He is not going for the dancing jelly bean today. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I want you guys to all sit back and be entertained because it is not yet time for main event, but it is a segment that I'm very, very, very happy with. Ladies and gentlemen, it is AyoSteph's. Reese, stop touching stuff. Stop touching stuff backstage. Make up your mind on what you want.
Well, it's the main event.
You don't know if you want 2-man, 3-man, 5-man, 6-man, 7-man. Make up your mind, Reese. You came late. Now you got me out of character. I'm ready to get back in character. Ladies and gentlemen, it is AyoSteph's top 5 heels.
It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting.
Now look, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to heels,
Steph, do we have another topic after this?
Yes, we do have another topic. This is not our main event, boys. This is not our main event, boys.
Okay.
When it comes to heels, when it comes to being a villain, there are few better than the best. All right? Real quick, I want to give a quick disclaimer. This is not an excuse, just a disclaimer. Ladies and gentlemen, I was born in 2002. Y'all is not about to see King Kong Bundy on this list. I'm not having it. I'm sorry. Andre the Giant is not making this list. I'm not having it. I'm sorry. They not making my list.
Nasty.
Now, without further ado, also, I want to throw out the qualifications for my list before I jump straight into it. Heat. Did fans genuinely hate these people? I'm taking that into account. Longevity. How long were they heels? I'm taking that into account. And impact. Did they change wrestling? Did they create moments? Did they help create stars? That is the qualifications for my top 5. My 5 people did just that. And in order at my number 5 position, JBL.
Good one.
JBL, top 5 heel of all time. I actually thought I had him at number 4. Apparently, I have him at number 5. Without JBL, my GOAT, I do think this. I think this was the perfect first real opponent for John Cena to get into that limelight of his superstar career. I think that was the perfect first championship win. It was the perfect person to defeat Topple, and it helped create a beautiful star. JBL went from a mid-card, sometimes comedy tag team person to one of the greatest heels in WWE. He killed it when he was on SmackDown. He went over there and he played every role brutally. He was cutting people's heads off with a clothesline from hell. He was making stars with John Cena. He was feuding with Taker. He was feuding with Eddie. He was feuding with the SmackDown 6. Well, they weren't the SmackDown 6 at that time, I believe, but still, he was feuding with them. He was winning and making it believable. He had the chicken shit heel down to a T. He had the runaway. He had the tough guy. He did it all. He murdered John Cena on live TV, and we stayed and watched it because he was that guy. Also,
what about the Eddie Guerrero?
Also, I was about to get to the Eddie Guerrero stuff. This man was Donald Trump before Donald Trump, and guess what? We look back at him. We don't look back and dislike him. JBL takes my number 5 slot.
Okay.
My number 4 slot. Triple H. Hunter Hearst.
I like it.
However you say the Triple H name. But Triple H got this spot. Originally, I did not have Triple H on this spot. He has really good heel work. Whether it was we all call it the Reign of Terror, but hey, it was still some good heel work. He had great heel work against Foley. He had good, solid heel runs throughout his career. But what really, really set this over the top for me was when I looked at something. This man was a heel even when he was retired in ring. The Authority run, when I thought back against that, he was really the face of the Authority and was still holding so much stuff down. Triple H's impact went beyond just being in the ring. It was so crazy. People wanted him to get back in the ring. I'm not saying we enjoyed every second when he was back in the ring, but his heel run, even when he was just the manager, even when he was just the bad guy behind the scenes, you're a B+ player.
He just wanted people to kick his teeth down his throat.
Hey, he helped Daniel Bryan get one of the greatest spots in WrestleMania history.
Yeah.
Yes, you wanted to see him get his, and that's exactly what a heel is supposed to do.
You even mentioned the Ric Flair stuff.
Exactly what a heel is supposed to do.
And
I didn't even mention some of that stuff. I didn't. Also, let's go to Evolution. He was healing out his own mans. He had a full team. The Evolution, what did he keep doing? Evolution is made to raise these young guys up, get them ready for the future. And what did he do the second they were about to get there? He turned their back. He turned his back. He turned Ric Flair's back. This is what Triple H did, but there are two men that I think did it three men that I think did it just a little better. Going on to number 3.
Yes,
superstar.
Like
Ladies and gentlemen, this guy right here, when it comes to my qualifications, heat, did fans genuinely hate him? When this man,
I knew he was going to be here,
took Matt Hardy's girl, I hated him. When this man stripped John Cena from his title, making RVD winning on an episode of ECW, I hated him. When this man was robbing Undertaker of his World Heavyweight Championships, I hated him.
Yeah.
Also, longevity. I want to remind you.
Beat Rey Mysterio in every feud they had.
Yeah.
Come on. This man was doing it for years. And not only did he do it as a solo
beat
act,
Ray in every feud they had. And it's like that was how you get kids. That's how you get kids to hate you, bro.
Go ahead, Jordan. Thank you. But also, not only did he do it as a solo act, he did it as a tag.
You want to talk?
Hold on, Jordan. Jordan, I will let you give your 2 cents in just a little bit. But not only did he do it in a singles act, he did it in a tag act.
Relationship storyline.
He was the comedic tag. And guess what? He was still one of the biggest heels on the company as a tag team act. People hated Edge and Christian. The 5-second pose, it was cool to laugh at, but they were obnoxious with it. They didn't get cheered for that until 2011? Edge's heel work is very, very close to none. This man had live SEX in the middle of the ring. He made us watch him. He gets with Vicky Guerrero, the most annoying voice of all time, just to stick it to the man.
That's the way, by the way. That's 3 years.
Yes.
You can even mention the Judgment Day work too, like a little bit.
I didn't even have to. But our number 2. Come on now, we knew this man was on the list.
Okay.
Come on, because there's a reason. There's a reason people talk about bald-headed Randy. I don't really have to say too much on Randy Orton. Come on now. This man was kicking daddies. This man handcuffed a man to a rope and forced him to watch him kiss on his wife after beating his brother-in-law and kicking his daddy-in-law.
Nah, stop.
You could mention 05 Randy with the Undertaker stuff as well.
I didn't even get there.
Don't worry, because we about to get there. If Randy Orton is your second greatest heel of all time,
Randy Orton is my number 2, and I will get to my number 1 in just a little bit. I got you, Reese, very shortly. Let me quit. You know what? We don't need. You're right. We don't have to list off the.
Come on, I already know what Orton's done.
Who's the one? We don't have to list off the accolades of Randy Orton. But number freaking 1 is the greatest heel in WWE history.
Who's above Orton?
Billy Mack.
Oh my
man! I knew it.
McMahon.
Yes.
Because why do I say Vince McMahon is the greatest heel in WWE history? I want to remind everybody one thing. You might not like him now, but this man was a heel in real life too. Let's just say it. But I don't support it. I do not support it. We're talking about the character. Let's separate the art from the character just for a couple of seconds. He's not getting no royalties from this. Let's have some fun. Ladies and gentlemen, Vince McMahon, his character ran from what? Late 90s, I want to say?
Late 90s, all.
Not only did he make me go back to watch something pre-me being born, his heel work was immaculate. His heel work and the best star on the company at the time, Stone Cold Steve Austin, is the reason why the company stayed afloat. That Vince McMahon's heel work is simply nothing short of amazing. This man was a heel so bad. Okay. Jordan said it earlier. Jordan mentions you wanted to see him get his teeth kicked in. Yeah. Nobody wanted to see their teeth get kicked in more than Vince McMahon. Stone Cold and him had electric chemistry. Then we move on. Now, it didn't stop in the 90s. He was a heel. He's the heel that helps DX get back together. He's the heel that goes against Cena for a little bit. He has some stuff going against Cena. He's the one who brings out Edge to cash in the Money in the Bank. And then he brings out Batista. Do-rag Vince. We have so many moments with Vince McMahon throughout the years. Never, unlike anybody on this list, let me just give y'all a quick look through. Never, ever has Vince McMahon been cheered while being the bad guy. Never has Vince McMahon been cheered while being the bad guy.
Yeah.
Never. He is the only person we love to see them get their comeuppance. He fought his son. He fought his daughter.
Body slammed her.
He had his wife strapped to a chair watching him kiss on other women. This man was a real-life monster. Not all the stories were good. I can say that, and I will admit that. But when it comes to being a heel, when it comes to making people hate you, when it comes to the longevity of a heel, there is no one who's been a heel longer. There's no one who's drew more heat, and there is no one who's had more impact than Vincent Kennedy McMahon and the Hills department. Now, I don't want his face sitting here.
So I'm going to mention the Stephanie stuff too, but that's what's up.
I briefly touched it, but I don't want to.
Yeah, I understand. We're on YouTube.
Party's over, Grandpa. Look.
Run with the Reese. Yeah.
Jordan's having.
I'm not saying he's not a good heel, because he's a good heel. But we talked about this earlier. There's a few names that I think you should have had on your list, but we talked about this earlier on previous episodes. Steph, I do not think there should be a world where Brock Lesnar is not on the top 5 heels of all time.
Oh my God.
Especially in WWE.
Whose spot would he take my
WWE
list?
Specifically, absolutely. I do not believe that JBL is a better heel than Brock Lesnar. Absolutely not.
Oh, yes, he is.
I honestly don't think it's close. You can talk about all the fun JBL segments all you want to. That's fine. Brock Lesnar is easily one of the best heels of all time.
JBL!
No, JBL legit went to the border, brother.
JBL is more impactful to Cena's career than Brock Lesnar. And I stand on that.
You're wrong.
You're
wrong.
You're wrong. Brock is a top 5 heel.
I promise you, they could replace JBL's gimmick is much more replaceable than Brock Lesnar's.
He was back for a second. He's coming back.
JBL's gimmick is easily more replaceable than Brock Lesnar's.
I disagree.
Brock Lesnar's gimmick is replaceable. We're seeing it get replaced right now. Over damn Finney.
What? That's not replacing it. They do not have the same gimmick.
Jesus,
man,
you think the Beast and the Ruler are the same gimmick?
JBL didn't have to be.
No, I'm not saying they're the same gimmick, but that's how easy it is to replace that kind of character.
It's not. It's not easy to replace Brock Lesnar. No, it's not.
What character have we seen close to JBL's?
Mock the fans.
What character have we seen close to Vince?
Insult cities.
What? Vince and JBL aren't even the same realm.
Bro, it's the same. It's a rich guy who's racist.
It might work neither in terms of heels.
It's the same thing.
You don't want to do that, Reese. Come on. Come on.
No, because that
What's
wasn't
JBL's gimmick is he's a
Vince's
rich guy who's
character
racist or prejudiced.
That was not Vince's though. That was not Vince's character.
Vince was the Vince and his boys had the N-word wrote on Booker T. What are you talking about?
Yes. Vince was the rich guy. He had some racist tendencies. I can agree that was a part of his character, but his character was the boss who always got his way. That was Vince's character.
I'm saying the same amount of difference that's in the Vince and JBL character as in the Lesnar and Oba character easily. If you're gonna put
big guy who slams people and throws them around and comes in.
You think that's the summary of the character of Oba Femi?
Easier.
Wait, no, Brock Lesnar. First off, you have to be a physical specimen like Brock Lesnar. And also, Brock Lesnar has had better matches where he works the heel better. He's had better segments as a heel. Yes, he has better segments than JBL as a heel. No. Absolutely. Name a segment that JBL has that's better than the John Cena Brock Lesnar, bro.
That's better than the John Cena and Brock Lesnar, bro.
I can think of two.
How about JBL's border control segment when Also, you told me a brawl. I also wanted to know. You told me a brawl, not a promo that Brock does by himself.
That's a segment.
Booker T, Undertaker, and
if you want to argue,
I'm not solid. That was solid.
Brock Lesnar, the brawl's still better. If you want to argue, I'm not here to argue a JBL promo. That's easily.
Okay, Jordan's back.
Yes, I am.
I'm not here to argue a JBL promo. That's easily JBL.
Okay,
I'm saying that the work that I'm saying the work that Brock.
Wait. Thank you. Comments. Kicking Mexicans out the border clears.
Bro, you wanted to get us canceled. Like we can't.
Okay, so
that was crazy.
Just let me know.
That was insane to read out loud.
What's wrong with you, man?
Not to mention JBL can carry some storyline. Not carry, but he can
really
some storylines.
Time out. Let me just get this off. I firmly disagree, Steph. I think that Brock Lesnar deserves to be on this list. I think Brock Lesnar has been a greater heel for longer. We are now pushing how many years of Brock Lesnar in this business, and he is still one of the biggest heel on the roster right now in facing Oba Femi. I completely disagree. Being the foil to John Cena, being the foil to being a foil to Eddie Guerrero. Brock Lesnar also has an all-time great feud with Eddie Guerrero. Being a foil to the likes of Rey Mysterio, being a foil to the likes of Kurt Angle, being a foil to the likes of The Rock. I think that we are completely ignoring being a foil to the likes of Roman Reigns, a foil to the likes of CM Punk, a foil to the likes of Daniel Bryan. I think we're completely missing some all-time great feuds that we are having with Brock Lesnar in them. Also, I think outside of mic work, Brock Lesnar is doing everything better than JBL.
From a physical.
Okay. You know what, Reese? I'm gonna take you, and I'm just gonna raise my question to you, but I'm gonna ask my question to you in a little bit. Jordan, what's your response to my top 5? Do you need a rundown again, JBL?
No. I remember it.
Okay, I'm
not gonna lie. I think your top 5 is pretty good. I do think Mr. Perfect does not get enough nods, especially because of his heel. Well, he was in the Fed too, but I get what you're. I mean, he had a really good career in the Fed.
If it was past 2002, I do not care about.
Okay, so past 2002, all right then. Okay.
Then
I would say the only one because of the criteria where you're talking about unlikable. I'm not saying Randy wasn't very unlikable because of some of the dastardly acts that he did, and so is Edge and everything. But I think if we're going to put unlikable in it, because we're talking about strictly heel work and being the heel, I feel like Miz needs a nod.
Miz, I'm not
talking about after. You're talking about after 2002.
I do want to respond to you, CD, but I also want to respond to.
I'll let you go, CD. I just didn't finish.
I think this is crazy. Wait, Jordan. I think this is crazy.
I want to give some love to the comments real quick. They said Paul goes with Brock though, and is a big part of why Brock is in the convo. I do agree. But I think Paul also has his own argument within this heel debate than Brock Lesnar. So I wouldn't count them as two different entities.
So Steph, as the I'm probably the biggest Brock fan here, low key. So I'm gonna be honest with you. As the Brock fan, I'm gonna say I don't think, Maurice, that's accurate because I believe that there's so many times where Brock is portrayed as the heel. but tell me a time, Maurice. I may be wrong about this, but I don't think I am. Tell me a time Brock was ever a heel and didn't get a pop.
Also, he gets cheered several times during his heel.
No, actually, ever. Like, does Brock ever get booed as upon arrival?
Edge gets cheered several times.
Not all the time. Randy doesn't get cheered.
Not all the time.
Does Randy get cheered during Bald Randy?
In 2020.
Oh my gosh, bro! Does Brock get cheered during the 2010s?
Yes, he does.
His pops when he shows up are
Suplex City
insane.
comes from the crowd.
From 2000.
The Suplex City chant comes from the crowd.
As heels. When he's a heel. When he's a heel.
They chant RKO.
Bro, when Randy is a heel,
They chanted RKO during the bald-headed Randy stuff.
Even during the 2020 with Edge, they didn't even.
No, that's all I'm saying. Maurice, I feel like Brock is too likable as a heel.
Time out.
Even in 40 stuff, he wasn't getting.
Why are we acting like? Wait.
90s,
Name me one time Brock Lesnar is not facing a polarizing superstar like a Cena or a Reigns, because all those heels that you mentioned get cheered throughout those feuds too. That they get cheered because of the anti-Cena crowd existing. So who is Brock Lesnar facing that's not? Yes, Randy
Brock
got
is simply one of the.
Breaking Point. No, stop. Everybody stop. Watch Breaking Point 2009. There are Orton chants. They are chanting, "Let's go Cena, Cena sucks." There are clear Orton chants. So yes, when John Cena is the polarizing, when John Cena is the polarizing figure in the 2010s, the opponent is getting cheered out of just pure spite to John Cena.
So wait,
it's not because they're not good heels. It's out of pure spite for John Cena. I'm saying when Brock Lesnar is not facing those guys. He's not facing a Reigns.
Okay, Reese, you can't say that because
a Cena.
Reese, you can't say that because Brock.
He's not getting cheered. He's not getting cheered against their angle. He's not getting cheered against.
You can't say that because Brock is consistently getting some of the biggest pops of all of 2010, whether he's heel or face. It does not matter. Yes, he is. That is a fact. Yes, he is.
Disingenuous?
Yes, he
is. Because a good heel. This is what a good
heel
does.
Do you remember when Brock returned to face Seth in a heel versus heel match?
Lesnar attacks and then he gets booed after it.
Okay, boys.
No, he doesn't. He gets booed after it, but he's likable as a heel.
He's getting booed, Jordan. What are you talking about?
Reese, this is why I say you're being
after he does
disingenuous.
dastardly acts, but he's not. But that's just
the
like
point.
Randy.
That's the point.
He's not. He's still likable. JBL is booed no matter for breathing.
How is Brock likable too? I promise you, there is an entire group of people who like JBL more than Cena.
Reese, JBL would get booed in a gas station, bro. Like Brock Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar doesn't get booed is crazy. Are y'all serious?
Wait. No one said he doesn't get booed. No one said that. Wait, Jordan, if I can say something real quick.
Time out.
Go ahead.
When does the gap of actually doing great work as a heel matter? Are we just going if the heat gap is not insane and Brock Lesnar is just severely doing better work, like severely doing real heat as a heel, like easily, it's not close. Like when do we take that into consideration as a heel?
Question, Steph, why do we want people to get heat then? Like, why do we want people to get real heat if it's just going to be good character? Hold on, if it's just going to be good heel character work that we can respect for being that, then why do we want people to get real heat?
You just said it.
No, why do we people want to be? Why do we want people to be legitimately hated by the crowd if you're saying it's not?
The clips. I can pull up the receipts of Brock Lesnar getting booed out of buildings. When Brock Lesnar beat The Undertaker, I can talk about him getting booed out of buildings. When Brock Lesnar was facing Daniel Bryan, I can talk about him getting booed out of buildings. When Brock Lesnar was facing CM Punk,
no, you cannot. He never got booed out of buildings ever in his entire career. You are
wait. All right, let me add in my 2 cents. I let all y'all scream over. I let all y'all scream over. Let me get in my 2 cents. Also, what makes it a good heel is the fact where they are getting those cheers, they know how to turn it back into boos. And that is the diff. Let me finish, please. Randy did it. Even when he was going up against, because I know the breaking point match you're talking about. You are right. Yeah, there are people who is disingenuous. Then this man, what does he do? He locks Cena up and starts beating the ever-living hell out of him to the point where everyone goes back to... Are you talking about the 50-year-old men who don't care about anything about their life? They just hate Cena for being Cena?
That's what I'm saying.
Do that.
That's what I'm saying. It's the same crowd that's cheering for Lesnar.
No, you're being disingenuous to yourself.
You can't boil down every block pop to anti-Cena. That's ridiculous.
Roman is not in the list.
Rules match. Y'all think that's the crowd that's not cheering?
Okay,
That
wait.
doesn't just hate
2
Cena?
seconds. 2 seconds
After
before we
8
scream.
years, you don't think it's his own pot?
This is the full list, y'all. This is the full list. JBL 5,
Extreme Rules
Triple
2012
H
is
4,
anti-Cena?
Edge 3.
No,
RKO
partially,
number 2,
yeah. There's
Vince
people
McMahon number
being
1.
back. No,
Feel
it's
free
not.
to check out the
Happy for
video.
Brock
It'll
being
be
back.
back.
I'm not even gonna argue anymore.
Boys, 2 second style. The video will be posted very soon on Franchise. So if you missed the list and the explanation for the list, I've seen a couple of you guys asking for the list. Be sure to find the video.
Brock's
when
getting
it's
booed
posted.
currently on TV. Like, what are we talking about?
Because
he's
he's
not
going
when his
up against
music hits. That's
Obama
bull.
When
Femi.
his music hits, no.
Okay,
Also,
yes,
his music hits the crowd
What does
pop.
that mean?
Matter of fact-
He was
matter of
getting
fact,
booed
when he
against
came
Dale Bryan. I didn't bring it up.
No, he
When
wasn't.
came back, when he
No, he
came
He
back,
wasn't against Dale Bryan.
came back
When the
last
match,
year-
when he comes out for the match at Survivor Series, he does not get booed.
Okay,
No, he
as
does not.
the match continues,
He's
Daniel
a
Bryan
heel.
is
He's
supposed to get
clearly
booed,
the
but-
favorite. What did
Okay,
Steph
I
just
get that.
said? A good heel reels them back in. That's what Brock has
Reels
been
them back
doing
in.
for the past
No one
15
said,
years.
but no one said Brock is not a. No one said Brock's not a good heel. You're just arguing
No,
that.
making it-
He's
No,
just
but
not
no.
better than the 5
Okay,
I
so
named.
give me a counter argument,
So
Steph.
you know what?
You're
So you
making-
know
We
what?
just
Look,
gave you multiple.
Reed City, and Jordan. I'm sorry, Jordan.
Oh, wow.
I challenge you, Reese. This is where you can just take your mouth and you can put it where it is. I said that whole statement wrong. I challenge all 3 of you to make your own top 5 heels ever list, present it on stage, and let's have a conversation.
You're ridiculous. You're
not much
absolutely
different.
asinine.
Yes,
you're
Steph, it's not much
No.
different.
You're ridiculous.
Steph, it's not much different than yours, but my point, I was just arguing against his Brock take because I don't think Brock could be a better heel than people because he's like,
No, but Jordan,
he's a great
we
heel.
don't want
I don't think he can be better than
send them
JBL
home.
because
Brock,
the best heel.
Jordan, we
In the
don't want to
match,
send them home with just
like,
Reese's list.
from
We don't want to send the people home with just Reese's
I get it,
list.
but can I
So
ask
all
a
4 of
question,
us, let's
Steph?
make some
You
lists.
want-
Steph, can I
wanna
ask
send
a
the
question?
people
I get
home
that,
with
but let me
something
ask
right.
an
Yes, you
important
do.
question. So you guys are both Cena guys, like Cena's both of your GOAT, right? So I
Number
got to ask a
one.
question for
Sure.
both of you, right?
Absolutely.
So tell me this, like, and maybe this give you a little bit more of a perspective. Why didn't Cena? What was the one thing Cena didn't want to do last year when he went heel?
What?
Change the theme song and stuff, like change the theme
just
song.
all the character work, right? Do you give it? Remember,
okay.
Steph? Like, what was the one thing
Because he wanted people to actually dislike him. Yeah, he didn't want to give anybody. Yeah.
Oh, like,
Right,
like
everything
you
everybody
wanted to,
thought was
like,
gonna happen. No, hold on, Maurice. It's like, what did he also say? Straight up in a promo, he said, "No, they want me to eviscerate you on the mic."
I'm not doing it.
Want
He
me
refused to do stuff.
I'm not gonna do
because
it.
he did.
You get what I mean?
Did not
So
want
you
him
get
to
what I
do.
mean, Maurice? Good heel work. We can argue that this is cool. It is cool.
Sure.
But at the end of the day, is what Randy and Brock are doing good heel work?
Yes.
Good heel
Whoa,
work
whoa,
is
Randy?
being hated when you walk in the building.
Why say Randy like that?
Randy was hated.
Wait,
Bald-headed Randy was hated.
Randy,
Wait,
was it?
Bald-headed Randy was hated.
Randy
was cool.
That's
Randy
not
was hated in
fair.
2013.
I'm sorry, but
Hey,
I'm sorry, but
hey,
Steph,
look,
you're not
look.
gonna say
Randy
Steph,
was
you're not
hated
gonna
in
say Randy
2013.
was hated on a level of a Miz.
Yes.
The Miz isn't
Bald-headed
good.
Randy-
My hand
Bald-headed
goes up, your
Randy-
mouth goes
Bald-headed Randy is wait. What is
When
happening
my
right
hand
now?
goes up, your mouth goes shut. You get what I mean?
Jordan,
Like,
Randy
Sucks.
Orton.
Oh
Hold on. No. I'm defending this one. Hold on.
Randy
Wait a
crashed
second.
down
Hold
Daniel
on. Allow me
Randy was
to
dastardly, but
defend this with my
WWE
list.
is like dastardly.
Jordan. When Randy Orton had the McMahons laid down in the ring, Triple H handcuffed to a top rope and was kissing Stephanie, there was not a single person in that
That's a heel
arena.
dastardly act. I'm not saying there's not exceptions, but was
That
Undertaker
is,
heel?
and look. That is not even the peak of Randy's heel work, and Miz has never done that. I love Miz. Miz has never done something on that level.
Oh, that
Wait,
is
heel work?
close to the peak of Randy's heel work.
Can I get some clarification from Jordan real quick, please? Jordan,
Go ahead.
Do you
Boys, y'all
believe?
is tripping.
Do you believe that the Miz is a better heel than Randy Orton?
No, okay, but no, I'm just playing D advocate, like in a way.
No,
like,
I understand
don't
what you're
believe that.
saying.
But
I understand exactly what you're saying.
What I'm trying to say, Maurice, is that Brock Lesnar is almost. I'm gonna be honest with you.
This
He's
is why I
almost a
mess with
heel
him.
in like an MJF way, like MJ, like you know what I mean. Like it's like Brock is loved, honestly, for how much of a badass he is. He is very revered in that way. Whereas like guys like JBL is guys that like, don't get me wrong, they're so good at their job. You're like, man, I want this guy to get fired. Like I don't like
Exactly.
you don't care. Like,
Randy
that's a
Orton.
heel,
I
man.
want this to also be
A
known.
heel is
Randy
someone
Orton
like
and
Sergeant
JBL.
Slaughter.
Wait, why
Randy
do
Orton and
y'all
JBL
ignore-
had
wait.
death threats sent to their house because of their heel
So
work.
we're gonna completely ignore
Levels.
We're gonna completely ignore like when they have like all-time great matches and they have like all-time great like actual stuff where you actually have to do the heel work now. It's no longer just going out there and doing a segment. You have to perform as a heel inside the ring. We're just gonna ignore that.
JBL. I'm not saying all of JBL. I'm not saying he's the greatest wrestler ever. I'm not saying that. But in every single match I can name for JBL, I can name more matches where JBL played a better heel than Brock Lesnar. Yes, I can sit here and do that.
You're an idiot.
Yes.
You're an idiot.
Okay, so hold on.
There's no
Okay,
way you
so
believe
Reese-
that. Wait, no.
Okay, so Reese, I have a
JBL is
question.
not even better.
I get what you're saying, Reese.
No,
Reese, I
no.
Reese, I get what you're
JBL plays
saying.
better
I
in
don't know what you're saying.
The match as a heel. No, JBL does not have a
What you're
better
saying
match
is
as a
that
heel.
Heat is different.
In terms of heel work, he does not have a better match as a heel.
Hold
on.
I am not
I'm not saying he has a no. See, you're swapping my words.
Hold on.
You're swapping my words. You're swapping my words, Reese. I'm not saying.
I know what you said, Steph. I know what you said. I know what you said.
But please say the actual words.
JBL as a heel, because you're talking about heel work inside the ring. I'm not stupid. I comprehended your sentence completely. I understand. I'm saying that you're a liar. That's what I'm saying. That Brock Lesnar versus John Cena at Extreme Rules is a much better match with Brock Lesnar acting as a much better heel than JBL. Then inside that equipment, it's easily. It's absolutely. And you're saying no because you're a liar. You're saying no because you're a liar.
I want you to go back.
I've watched the matches. I've watched the matches. Don't tell me to go back. I've watched them matches.
Tell me which match
Brock Lesnar going out there and hanging John
Reese.
Cena on the bottom of his feet, hanging down with blood gushing down to his head while he punches him in the soul. I can name those moments. I remember JBL in control.
Boys, we are on this topic a little long. Jordan, I'm gonna mute you too. We gotta get ready to start moving on. But look, here's what I'm gonna say. My final words. If you don't like it, make your own. Meet me here on Thursday, and let's talk about it again. Awesome, Bronsick. I see you in the comments. Be here on Thursday. Let's see if you agree with Reese's list. Let's get to our main event, boys. I see everybody's wild up.
My system.
Oh shoot, my bad, Jordan. I won't mute you again.
Just let me do it myself. Yeah.
Yeah, I got you, my cute booty patootie. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I know we just got heated. I know a lot of stuff was just said. Thursday night, they all get to put their money where their mouth is. Have your top fives ready, boys. Ladies and gentlemen, we are moving into the main event. We know we've had your time. We've had your time for the last hour and 12 minutes, and we thank y'all for watching with us. But now it is time for the main event of the evening. Ladies and gentlemen, why WWE has failed its fans. If you read the title of this entire video, you see that we said WWE is scamming you. And we believe we have the answers. If you just sit back and listen, we'll tell you exactly why WWE is scamming you as fans. But somebody on this panel does not agree with that take. Not one bit. I want to hear from CD. Actually, you know what? I don't care who starts. Boys, I just want to hear why WWE has failed its fans. Tell these people.
Go ahead, CD.
Go ahead, CD.
Oh, well, funny enough, I'm actually on the opposite. I think they have failed their fans. Funny enough. And
I think it's in a different way. So you go first. Yeah.
No, yeah. Okay, so you can look at it from both ways. Like, I think they have failed. They have failed to like dragging storylines. Obviously, we got burned out for most of the stuff. All like the time getting cut short from matches that were really anticipated, but then they just said, no, we're just gonna cut them in half because why not? We don't give a damn. We don't care. Like, I think they also failed the tag division as well, because I'm one for tag team wrestling. I love tag team wrestling, but they have killed that division. They have failed that tag division. Capitals, man. Even the women's booking has been failed. It's crazy. They failed us in so many ways. The mid card. Funny enough, like they're actually putting like effort into there, but you gotta put effort to everything else. We want to see our women's champions actually have defenses. Liv Morgan was like, what, 100-day reign? 0 opponent, 0. You failed us. This company has failed us. And it's sad. It's so mind-boggling, man, because this is not how the company used to be. Funny enough, once upon a time, I'll say like 3 years ago, well, really like 2 years ago, they was actually worrying about, the main event scene. They actually was giving defenses out and stuff like that. Cody was having defenses at like every single pay-per-view, even sometimes on the SmackDown, gets like a solo or something. But now it's like, they're not even doing that no more. No, it's just like, hey, man, you're just going to have 3 defenses and then you're just going to drop the title. No, man, why not have like 9, 10? Actually build some stuff up around it. Actually build some structure. Do something. Because you're not doing anything at all. You're just giving us bullshit. That's what I'm going to say, man.
Go ahead, Maurice. We'll just go all across.
No, you go ahead.
Take it. Okay. All right. So I think that they haven't necessarily failed their fans because, I think their fans know what they're going to get. I love WB as well as everybody else here in this podcast. But in this show, the reality is, though, that, we know we've been watching for a lot of years. WWE fans know what they're going to get. So they're not. I don't feel bad for the fans, if that makes sense. And when I say has WWE failed, when you say why WWE has failed its fans, I think you can't give I don't, like I said, the reason I don't feel bad for the fans is because I feel like the fans are partly to blame. And I feel like WWE has more failed itself. They're not failing its fans, they're failing themselves, because the reality is like he said, they got their tag division. They constantly do things that make them look worse. Like they do Unreal, and they think that the Unreal is this big, it's gonna peek behind the curtain and show people how we set things up. It's like, no, you're showing people that you're disorganized and that you constantly make decisions on a whim and you don't know what you're doing. And it's like, at first it was like a thing that we could think about. It's harder than it looks. It's like, but now we can confirm it because you've showed it to us. It's like we could confirm, when Cena comes out and goes, oh, well, you thought that match was terrible? That's what I was going for. It's like, but you're charging an arm and a leg for tickets. So you can't just go out there and put on a bad match because, it was the plan. So, I'm going to be honest with you.
Agree with Jordan.
I'm going to say 4 words right here. It's like they act like some of the easiest things, Steph, are so hard. Carmelo Hayes PLE matches. Right?
Absolutely.
That right there. How hard is it? Right? How hard is it? Carmelo Hayes PLE matches. You can put it on a t-shirt. CHPLEM. You could CH Plem. You could make it. You could sell a t-shirt trying to get this guy pay-per-view match, PLE matches. Because it's like every time he signed up for one, everybody's excited. We're like, yeah, and then it's like, yeah, let's just take it from him for no reason. Who cares?
Yeah.
What, and it's like every time they get a little bit of legitimacy stuff, every time they shoot themselves in the foot. Like Triple H comes out and says openly, we're not a sport, we're a movie about a sport. It's like, that makes you sound like a doofus. It's like, why would you be so against being a sport? Why is it, you know what I mean? It's like, that's what so many wrestlers that have come into your company and tried to legitimize and try to help, they're trying, this is better seen as a sport because it's taken more seriously and we don't have to constantly deal with the fake narrative that we know isn't true and all these things, you know what I mean? Like it's true, but it's not true. We know it's predetermined, but there's people that actually think people aren't actually taking bumps and stuff. And it's like, and it's because they do stuff with Danhausen so much and things like that. It's because they shoot themselves in the foot, and every bit of seriousness and legitimacy that this company gets, they trash. So that's the reality. Are they failing their fans? No, because their fans will literally accept any type of slop they are given. And to the point that WWE is failing itself because they're making themselves that no matter what their company becomes, their fan base will stay loyal and it won't push them to be their best version of themselves. And that is where I land.
Okay, he has landed his plane. And now, before all 3 of you guys go insane, Reese.
Well, yeah.
I ask to you, has WWE failed its fans?
He's on mute. Look at this guy. Holy, look at this guy.
You're on mute.
Talking to nothing. Look at you.
He's ranting.
Look at you, bro.
And he started.
No. If you want me to do it, you gotta do it right, Reese. If you want me to run it back, I gotta see you hit your full Jey Uso.
Come on, please don't do it. No. Stop.
I know. I'm sorry, City. I like.
Stop. Go ahead.
You don't look Jay for. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we turn to Reese. Has WWE failed its fans?
Catastrophically. This product is completely utter garbage, and there is absolutely no hope for it, other than maybe like Triple H stepping down from creative and TKO selling the company to somebody who actually cares. This is the issue. Steph, I know this is a little bit unorthodox, but can you take me back to the first prompt that we had tonight? Yes, I know it's unorthodox, and I know I'm asking a lot, but I want everybody to just listen real quick. Look, WWE has done more than just fail its fans. They've absolutely scammed them. They have scammed them out of entertainment. They have scammed them into thinking that this buy one get two extravaganza they call SummerSlam and WrestleMania is worth buying, and it's absolutely not. It's absolutely utter garbage, and here's why. Is that on this card where we could have new talent having matches against the stars of yesterday, on top of having new talent take the spots of somebody like a Danhausen. It's absolutely insane that we have to go out here and we have to beg for a Carmelo Hayes match, an Ilya Dragunov match. Not even just that, but Obafemi having a match on a Monday Night Raw. Why? Because Obafemi is a big star and he should be building up his resume as he probably wants to. That's what top stars do. They wrestle on the weekly shows, not because they don't ignore it because they believe that they're above it. It's absolutely insane to believe that you're above wrestling on your weekly program. It's absolutely ridiculous. I'm tired of us saying Triple H is on booking as well. Triple H is in the room with these TKO guys agreeing. They are not enemies. They are his friends. They will go out while me and you are sitting right here complaining about the product. They are going to go out, laugh about Unreal, and have steak dinners with each other. I'm tired of acting like these guys aren't friends. They sit in a boardroom together, laugh about the product, and then make something like Unreal to try to justify the bad booking decisions. So they have something like Danhausen go out there and they have him do a curse, and because the inside the crowd cheers for it, they justify bad booking decisions. They have made a fake term called the IWC, and they have sat here and tried to convince us that our opinions don't matter because we're on the internet just like the other 8 billion, 9 billion people on earth. And they have sat, no other place does that. There's no NBA, IBC, there's no IFC with the football. There's nothing. The only fan base that's done that is wrestling fans. It's absolute insanity. You want to know the people who deserve to be criticized? The people who don't watch the product. That's who you call the non-ball watchers, the stat watchers. But you can't do that in wrestling. You have to watch the product. So when we go out there and we watch 2 hours of Monday Ad Raw and we go on Twitter and we say, yo, this junk absolutely stinks because I watched Danhausen and Joe Hendry put on a 10-minute program of doing a concert instead of seeing my favorite wrestler go out there and at least cut a segment, at least cut a promo. My favorite wrestler could be Obafemi. And what did I see Obafemi do? Step on the scale and have Brock Lesnar lick the gates of the Hell in a Cell. Absolutely insane. There should be no reason why that's all I get as a fan of the product. And Triple H and all that company and TKO, they have tried to convince you, they have tried to convince me that, hey, because you did not buy a plane ticket to fly out to the same 5 states that we go to, and you're not in this crowd, then your opinion doesn't matter. Even though we're at all-time lows for ticket sales, even though AEW is selling us out of arenas, we're going back to being in high school gym soon at the rate that we're going. It's not our fault. It's your fault because you're fickle. That's whose fault it is. It's absolutely insane that they have tried to convince us that, hey, us wanting good segments is a bad thing. Us wanting good promos is a bad thing. Us wanting younger talent to shine is a bad thing. Us wanting our talent of today and even yesterday to have matches on weekly shows is a bad thing. And then they make
He said he's on
something
his phone.
like
He's on the phone.
Unreal to try to pull the curtain a little bit. So you feel some type of sympathy for them. Let's get this clear. I don't feel sympathy for a bunch of millionaires who come up with bad ideas and they spend 8 hours a day working on them. I am so sorry that your job is so hard that I see TikTokers do it in 1 minute and 20-second reels better than you do in your boardroom at your coffee and steak dinners. I am so sorry your life is so hard, Triple H. Your life is so hard, TKO, that you guys don't put any effort into it. So much lack of effort that you guys have now relied on AI to book your product because you can't do it. I feel so sorry for you. I'm done.
Yeah, you can't have a good WrestleMania main event match between John Cena and Cody Rhodes. But go ahead, yeah. Like it's like
there we go.
Like it makes no like they come up with the most asinine stuff to fail at. Like it makes no sense to me.
Because what they do is they don't actually put effort into booking. They get AI to do it, or they just look at ticket sales without looking at any of the context of like where merchandise and stuff is going to, which is why Danhausen's having these segments. They see Danhausen have a rise in merchandise sales for like 2 weeks, and then decide to put him on TV and have him take up 40 minutes of time, and then they act surprised when the ratings drop. Because why? They refuse to look at I got you. They act like the internet doesn't exist, and I'm almost done. But there's a lot I got to get off my chest. Because they want to sit here and act like the internet doesn't exist and internet fans. I hate to break it to them, but it's 2026. A majority of your fans are online. Am I saying you listen to every single TikToker and Twitter user, X user, or whatever you want to call it, when they complain? No. But I think you obviously look at the feedback and you adjust. Don't tell me the IWC doesn't matter, which is a fake term, by the way, when you switched up your WrestleMania 39 and 40 main event because of it. Don't tell me that. Don't go on Twitter and on Instagram to try to promote the show and then tell me that the IWC doesn't matter.
Right.
Don't call me the IWC because it's a fake term that you try to use to try to make the fans on the internet look dumber, even though the entire earth is on the internet because it's 2026. It's no longer 1989. The internet is not some niche thing anymore, buddy. It's how people are watching your product. That's why your YouTube views are higher than your Netflix ratings. It's because nobody wants to sit there and watch Monday ad Raw and Friday commercial SmackDown. Nobody wants to do that. Bless you. And may God bless whoever's soul is going out there and choosing to watch a full episode
buying the tickets
of
is what you mean to say.
And Raw, it's absolutely
spending absurd money to go sit at these shows is what you mean to say.
Reese, so we heard a lot from you.
Can I just ask one question?
Let's get that question.
So it's just this. I feel like you guys are going to agree that it's like at the end of the day, we're not even just being, like irrational with this. It's like at the end of the day, like, has there ever been a business model that this kind of thing happened and it didn't go in a bad direction? But what I'm basically saying is it's like almost a guarantee at this point TKO is going to resell WWE, right? Like it's like, because it's like
almost
at what point has there ever, you get what I mean? Like,
yeah,
you get what I mean? Like Maurice, it's like at what point has a business model ever been so successful in the beginning and then started just trickling down and didn't get out? So it's like at some point, you got to think Saudi Rumble wasn't like some huge success. So it's like clearly WrestleMania isn't going to be some ultimate success. In Saudi.
Not. They're going to do less numbers than they did.
2027, like 2027 is probably going to deal with the same exact, problems that this year's dealing with.
Yeah, easily.
So that's why I'm saying, like, unless they somehow hit some resurgence back to the levels of 2024 and 2023, which, like we've said, we don't see happening, then there's no reason that TKO is going to be running WWE going into 2028. That's all I can say.
The issue is that, like, and this is what also just boggles my mind. You're not making more money.
Yeah, that's my question. That was the land of my question, though, Steph. Was has this ever happened? And like, it didn't go the way that we're expecting it to.
Well, that's why they're in billions of dollars of debt right now, TKO, because they don't know how to run business. They get Roman Reigns. They have Roman Reigns in 21 face the biggest superstars ever. Your money starts to climb back up from the 18s and the 17s and the 16s. Really the 18s and 19s where the company was like really bad. TKO adds to the profit and whatnot. They buy it out. They get $1 billion. And then what do? They just completely sacrifice the product.
Yeah, like think about it, Steph. It's like 2 years of lost profit. TKO is probably going to be like, we're out. Like, honestly, like, you get what I mean? Like, that's 2026 and 2027 are probably going to be lost profit. You got to think WrestleMania.
Lost profit, though.
That's what I'm saying. WrestleMania and SummerSlam are like, these are two events that they usually are used to breaking their budget. Instead, these events, these next two, like this year and next year,
this is what
are probably going to be under their budget.
Even from like a business perspective, there should be no reason why I'm currently not having my friends ask me, "Yo, who is this Obafemi guy?" There should be no like, bro. You signed. My friends haven't asked me it. Like, I told him about I told him one of my friends.
No, keep talking. I was just giving my little side.
No. I'm saying like I had to tell my friend who Obafemi was. Never heard of him. Right, and it's not to the degree of the stars of yesterday, where I think people were genuinely asking, like, yo, who is this John Cena guy? Because he dropped the Platinum album, he dropped this, he dropped that. Who's this Batista guy? Because I saw him in this movie and he's in that. WWE. This is why it's a disappointment, Steph. Jordan NCD. WWE
franchise
has connections, and we'll wrap it up here. But WWE has connections to ESPN, to more networks than ever. The internet is at an all-time high in usage, and it's only going up. So the more that they try to ignore it, the worse the business is going to get. Because you would be an idiot to not realize that fans make up a lot of your fan base and not to use it as a platform to bring yourself out there. You legit have to be stupid. Like, there are YouTubers out now. There are YouTubers, internet, who are outdrawing you weekly. Like, Mr. Beast is going to upload a video tomorrow, and it's going to double your views on Raw and SmackDown combined. Like, you look stupid ignoring the internet. I'm sorry, you just do. So there should be no reason why an Obafemi, a young superstar, even a Gunther, why did Gunther not have an ESPN interview after retiring John Cena?
What?
To be fair, Mr. Beast, his videos are significantly shorter than a WWE Raw episode. Just adding that.
Okay.
Just adding in that 2 cents. Just adding in that 2 cents.
Steph, you cut Monday Night Raw down to a Mr. Beast video, a 12-minute video. You're getting 3 minutes of a Judgment Day segment, and then the rest of it's going to be ads. So I mean, it does not going to change.
You might be right. You might be right. Boys. Closing statements before I close out the show. On any topic tonight, anybody want to give a closing statement on any of our topics tonight?
I guess I'll go first if nobody else wants to. I will say my closing statement is just that I didn't get to say this part, but it's because of these reasons that, like you guys were talking about, like when I said the Carmelo Hayes PLE matches, it's like these are the reasons that Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate are over AAA with masks on. And I'm not saying that they're doing bad work, but you know what I mean? It's because WB has failed its fans. It's because Danhausen is too much of a negative impact on real talented wrestlers, which nobody is saying Danhausen shouldn't be there. Nobody is saying Danhausen doesn't have a place on the roster. We are saying that when you are valuing him as much as Dominic Mysterio and over Ilya Dragunov and Julia, then there's a problem. Like, and I believe that, like Reese said, when at some point, the only thing you can look at a fan base and say, well, we do it and you don't, you know what I mean? And like basically just put off that it's just an insanely difficult process that none of us could ever understand. But meanwhile, like we said, like you have TikTokers that are doing it in 1 minute and 20 seconds. And it's like almost every outcome that like a lot of these people that can come up with randomly just sounds better than you. And it's like, well, how can you not come to these? It's like, how could you not come to these outcomes? Like Melo and Ilya, like, how do you not come to these outcomes? It's like, do you really have that many out-of-touch old farts in this room?
There should just be no reason why, like, look, if they do it in a minute, 20 seconds and give a good idea, that sounds good. Imagine you gave him 8 hours, a cup of coffee, and steak dinners.
Yeah. Right. It's like but I agree, but it's like, but we want to waste time on Bruce Pritchard and Michael Hayes. We don't want to get anybody new in there, like you said.
So, Steph,
like you said, we don't want to get anybody new in there.
Unorthodox today.
Yeah, Michael, he's so
can you take me back to that Danhausen problem, please?
Is that for your closing statement? This is your closing statement.
Let me finish, DD, and I'll get there. No, let me finish.
Let
Jordan finish. I just want to go back.
So landing it, I'm simply going to say this, that I do think SummerSlam is going to be solid. Because the talent on it, I think this is the thing that we can say fair, right? Maybe Reese will agree with this. No matter what WWE's ship is steering in, lately, I'm optimistic at the times I am because I trust this talent. Now sometimes they don't put the best talent on cards and stuff, but when we've got our top guys. Sometimes I don't think of it as, oh, well, TKO and Triple H let me down. I think of it as Cody, Seth, Roman. Like, they also don't trust them sometimes, but thank God we have them. You get what I mean? Like it's like, thank God we have the top stars that we do, like Punk and stuff, that are going to make sure these moments land, even if TKO is trying their hardest to make sure they don't. I trust this talent, which is why a lot of times, even though we aren't expected it to, they do deliver, because... this talent is that good when they need to be. And that's my
last, right?
CD. Oh, you went last?
Yeah, I'll go last because
let Reese go.
Reese was ready to drive his plane. Reese,
he was.
You asked me to go back to that. Reese, let's hear your closing statement.
CD, you go.
I think he wanted to go last.
No, I'll go last. You go last.
Are you sure?
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, first of all, I want to talk about the whole JBL and Brock Lesnar stuff that you talked about, Reese.
Ooh, spicy.
And this is why I wanted to go last. But since you insist upon it, hey man, let's talk that talk. Listen, JBL as a heel in terms of heel work, and you're on mute. I don't even know what you're talking about. But JBL in terms of heel work, it's way better than Brock Lesnar's. I don't even know where you're getting this from. Like in terms of just generating more heat, he does that way better.
You didn't want me to respond, CDS, all right.
Whatever you talking about.
Hey, boys! I told y'all next Tuesday have y'all top fives. Let's go, CD.
In terms of character, like depth, like he's definitely better than Brock Lesnar.
Cap.
What do you mean that's cap? How?
Cap,
JBL didn't have to be a dominant big guy like Brock Lesnar to like really get over as a heel. We paid to see JBL get his ass whooped. We didn't pay to see.
I paid to see Brock Lesnar whoop somebody.
That's not the okay.
You're not supposed to pay to cheer to want to see a heel.
Yeah, like you're supposed to pay to see somebody deliver.
Like that actually hurts your argument, Reese. I mean that respectfully. That hurts your argument.
Why?
Because you're paying to watch it.
Reese.
Because you are wanting to enjoy what a heel's doing, and that's not the point of heel work. The point of heel work is heat.
Reese, it's superheroes, right? If superheroes were real,
it's way better.
Yeah.
CD, let me help you out.
Better. He didn't have to
if superheroes were real, right, Reese? You're paying to see Doomsday beat the hell out of Superman.
Well,
that's what you want to see.
That's what you do. That's what you do.
Time out.
That's all opinion.
Personally, like I'm a Cena fan, right? So like when Cena and Brock are facing each other, that would be the equivalent, right? Like it was like Brock. You would say Brock, Cena, and Superman Doomsday. Is that correct? I think that's. I use the.
Reese. I would say that's correct, but this is CD's closing statement, and you came late. You could have got these opinions in earlier. CD, finish what you gotta say.
Oh, you just like y'all want to walk off. Okay, y'all want to walk off. Okay,
finish your closing statement, CD.
I also want to say, in terms of mic work as well, the mic work that JBL was putting on as a heel was some of the best in the 2000s. Yes. Honestly, some of the best.
Sure.
Like we really got to break it down. Like the stuff that he did with Eddie, talking like his mother, I think his mother or grandmother had a heart attack. It was so bad to the point that JBL made Eddie's family cry. They cried at that show when that happened.
Okay.
Like okay. But you're moving.
Hey,
no.
When Lesnar beat Taker,
don't entertain. CD just keep steering.
Yeah,
were children not crying? Were children not crying at summer?
Hey, Reese,
CD, he's a shark. CD, he's a shark. He's trying to just
go ahead.
He's a shark. He's trying to push the boat off course.
Listen to Daddy Steph and take your walk off. Go ahead. I was respond to something else.
No, bro, Reese is a shark trying to push the boat off course.
Yeah, I got CD, and Reese. You guys have next.
You heard it your own argument. Yeah. You lost.
You heard it.
Except CD and Reese. You guys can continue this conversation next week when you guys have your top 5 list. Everybody's waiting. Reese, your closing statement. Actually, yes, Reese, your closing statement.
All right. Well, since Cedric Housen is gonna come on here and try to do a walk off on me, let's talk about Danhausen. Look, Danhausen. I want to talk about him before we close out the show. Is Danhausen a negative for WWE talent? Absolutely, and the reason why, and I wish I touched on this more.
His closing statement's a repeat. Go ahead though.
He's just talking like he just like.
Go ahead, Reese. It's like you already said that, though.
He's just talking just to talk, brother. We're good.
Reese about to be like, I've got to go more in on Danhausen. Go ahead, please, Reese. I got to your promos. Hey, Reese, I like your promos, so like I need to hear.
Hey, guys,
don't give us reheated nachos.
I gotta give Reese the same expect.
No, that's what I'm saying. Don't give us reheated nachos.
Yeah, okay.
That's all you do.
All right, absolutely. Okay, don't worry. We're gonna close after this. Look, for the people in the back who ain't hear me the first time, Danhausen is absolutely a negative talent for the WWE, right? And he's a negative for other WWE talent. The reason why Danhausen is a negative to WWE talent is because he takes spots away that other talent deserves. The Carmelo Hayeses of the world, the Ilya Dragunovs of the world, the people who deserve spots on this pay-per-view. Imagine a good Dominic Hill versus a face Carmelo Hayes. Phenomenal. Yeah, it's exactly what Carmelo Hayes probably needs, because he's having promos with Trick Williams, but Trick Williams is facing Baron Corbin. So we're about to sit here and waste SummerSlam spots, your second biggest show of the year, after WrestleMania. If not that, it's third with the Royal Rumble, whichever one you want it to be. I think it's the second. You're gonna have Danhausen and a bunch of mini Hausens fight Dom Mysterio. It's absolute insanity. I think it's absolutely ridiculous that Danhausen is taking spots and he's being used as an excuse to book bad.
Okay. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Franchise Net. I want to thank everybody on the panel right now. Jordan, Reese, CD. I also want to give big thanks to Just. We've seen he had some technical problems. I do believe he's backstage. I think he is still heading home, but I'm pretty sure. Oh, well, you guys see him Thursday, so he gets to say his regards on Thursday. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Takedown Tuesday, the first Takedown Tuesday back. Let us know how we did in the comments below. Be sure to show some love, peace, hugs. All right,
goodbye, Jordan. Goodbye, catering dude.
Goodbye. Nice try, brother.
Good debut.
Takedown Tuesday.
But listen, learn your values though.
Absolutely, we out.